Welcome back to Farm Sports, and in this series, like I told you in the last episode, our focus is catfish cash flow series. Sorry about that. Now, today I will be talking about those things you need to put in place before you even think about buying your fish at all. That is, for instance, your site selection. Site selection or location is very important when you are setting up even any form of farm project, because that will contribute to your bottom line. And how do I mean about fish? If you are siting your farm location, make sure that it's not very close to where flood can happen. Let's say, for instance, canal. Now, like one of the things that happened recently in this environment, especially on this farm, the last rain that happened as about 2 Saturdays ago now, it rained so much that way by the time the flood came, the level of the water almost get to the level of the water is above the waist. It's above the waist, and the fish that was just spawned then was flooded away. As in, everything goes with the water. And the reason why I'm saying all this is just that, see, most of the thing we'll be doing on this platform is going to be coming from experience. We are not doing book knowledge. What we are saying and telling you is what has happened to us in the past and how we have been able to manage through. Now, your location is very, very important so that you don't just waste money. And when anybody take you to any location, don't just go by what they tell you. Make sure you do your due diligence so that you don't begin to find a way on how you can curb or control the problem. It is better to prevent than looking for cure. That's one. Secondly, in your site, before you even lay anything down, before you even talk about putting your pond in place, you must test your water. Some people will tell you that no, they don't really do testing. They just give everybody the same result and the rest. Forget all that bullshit. Make sure you run tests on your water. Some people will tell you that just go and buy pH test kit. That if your pH is okay, your water will be okay. It is a big lie. The water composition is way more than just pH. We have to figure out how is your nitrite level, the nitrate level, the total hardness of the water, and all those things. Because those things will contribute to how well your fish is going to grow. And this is why so many fish farmers is actually losing out. Before we got to this site, there is a particular location whereby what we were fighting is just loads of bacteria. You will stock fish or spawn fish, before you know it, they are growing, before you know it, bacteria load begin to affect them and they begin to die away. By the time we went to run water tests, they said we have numerous to count, that is uncountable, of bacterial load in the water, and that is what is affecting the production. We did all sorts of things to curb that until we moved. It was later on we figured out that there is a probiotic that we can use to contain or control the bacteria. Thank God we already figured that out. So your water test is very, very important. That will determine what measures you need to put in place before you either spawn or even stock your fish. Don't forget, every drop of fish is money that is going. So you have to consider all this before you do that. Your location, very important. Your water test is very important. Then after doing your lab water test, the next is to get a test kit like this. I will not recommend you buying now. So after you must have concluded or done your lab test, that is testing of your water in the lab. What we have that we commonly use here in Lagos is animal care. Like I said earlier, some people will tell you that it's the same result they give everybody. But from experience, we have used different company name and they give us different results. And one of the advantage of doing that is they will give you recommendations of what you need to do if you need to do anything to your water at all. Now, once you are done with that, that will give you an informed information on what to do next. That will give you an opportunity to predict your outcome. Now, like I always say in any of our training, predictability is what differentiates an agripreneur from a farmer. So this will give you an insight into what to do next. Once you are done with that and you know what and what to put in place to either correct your water or your water is good to go. Once that is done, you will need a test kit that you can use to constantly monitor your water. Water is the life of your fish. Once your water is intact, you are likely going to be able to control or curtail any other problem if you are not neglecting the simple signs that you see in your production. We will get to all that. Now, talking about the test kit, I will recommend an aquarium test stripes like this. Most people will tell you to go and buy a liquid pH test kit. A liquid pH test kit only give you pH results, and like I said earlier, fish production is beyond just your pH level. As a matter of fact, some of the liquid test kit is even not original. So, but when you have a test kit like this, you are able to check your nitrites, your nitrate, your total hardness, your pH, and a whole lot of other things. All these combined are what is going to guarantee your outcome. I hope I'm communicating. The moment you are able to put these two basic things or three basic things in place, you are about 50, 60, 70% done in your production. I'll go over the whole thing again. Your site selection, very important. Make sure you are not too close to the water, whereby when there is flood, you have issue. One. Secondly, run a lab test on your water that will show the level of nitrate, total hardness, pH, and a whole lot of other things in your water. And once that is done, the lab is going to tell you what you need to do to correct in case if there is any need to do that. Otherwise, you will be good to go. Then thirdly, you get a test kit that help you to consistently monitor the water level, because anytime there is rainfall, there is likelihood that the water system or the water chemistry will change. So that is why you need to be able to monitor your water level. Sometimes if you need to put a treatment plant in place, just like what you can see out there, if you're able to put a treatment plant, you might need to put a treatment plant in place to get the utmost result. And that is why the lab test is very, very important. Now, that says once all these three things are confirmed, then you can begin to construct your ponds. There are different ways of pond construction, but the most cheapest is using wood and tarpaulin. There is an option of using galvanized, but it's going to be expensive, and I will not even recommend it for anybody that is just starting. Right? So you can construct a 4 by 11 feet size of pond. Then once you have those things in place, then you can begin to talk about stocking of your fish. And that is where we'll be stopping today. In our next section, we will be talking about the criteria you need to look into when you are purchasing or you are procuring your stock. That is, when you want to buy your fries, there are things you need to put in place. There are things you need to know when you are buying. So that will be that for today. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like, and you can as well share. And also the essence of this channel is to educate, empower, and to document. See you again in our next series, in our next episode. Bye.